Hello, everybody, and welcome to our webinar. We're really excited to have everybody join us today, where we talk about one of the hottest real estate markets in the world, if not the hottest, which is Dubai. This is a follow-on webinar from the first one that we had, where we talked about mortgage options. And in this episode, we're going to talk about where are the hot neighbors to buy, where are the hot developments to buy. And this is directly from my partner on the ground, Mr. Khurram Asif, who is the preeminent Dubai real estate, anything real estate related guru. So I'm really excited to hear what he has to say, and really keen to learn as well. So it's something that I have. I might become a client of Khurram's very soon as well. So without further ado, here's Mr. Khurram Asif.
Thank you, Donald, for this lovely introduction. It's always a pleasure to be on your webinars, and I love talking about Dubai. Like you said rightly, it's one of the hottest real estate markets in the world. In fact, we could call it the Rolls-Royce of real estates at the moment. Post the COVID lockdown over here, there's been no looking back. Prices have been going up. We're majorly undersupplied. We have too much of demand, and things just keep getting better and better with Dubai.
Amazing, amazing. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go into the presentation. Towards the end of the presentation, we'll open it up for Q&A. I'm sure everybody in the audience has lots of questions to ask. So sure. Here we go. Share the screen. Awesome. All right, so this presentation is, again, a follow-on presentation from the first one, which is about mortgage options. And this one will be digging deep into kind of the real, where should we be buying if we're a foreign investor? So before we begin, I'd like to talk a little bit about what we do. I don't want to steal the limelight from Mr. Karim, but so I'm one of the co-founders of Global Mortgage Group. We're an international real estate brokerage. And what we've done is we created this company in 2018 to fill a gap in the world where people needed financing for their international real estate investments. As you know, the world has gotten more international. People invest in Apple and Nvidia and Bitcoin and all these type of things. But at the heart of any savvy real estate investor is real estate. And it's common now to make investments all over the world. And what we're trying to do is create an easy way to get financing. Now, so this is who we are, right? So we founded this company in 2018, along with my co-founder, Robert Chadwick. You probably see him a lot more on our webinars. So we're a few things. Number one, we are the world's only US mortgage broker and direct lender with international operations. So we own a US mortgage lender. And we focus only on international investors looking for a mortgage to buy their properties in the US. Elsewhere, we act as an international mortgage broker. We tend to focus on more of the high net worth aspects of the market. And this is really, I'll get into this in subsequent slides. And last but not least, we're a global bridging loan specialist focused on US, Canada, UK, Australia, and Singapore. And a bridging loan is really the ability to use your real estate as a tool to access cash. So what we do is we find private lending options which can use the equity that you have in your home to pull out cash for whatever that needs could be. It could be for investment purposes. It could, take it back to your home country for other, uses. So the business that we have for international residential, we offer in the US, Canada, UK, primarily London, Australia, Thailand, Dubai, and Singapore. And again, in the US, we actually own a bank, and we're also the world's only US mortgage broker outside the US. So we're in the US, we're a fully vertically integrated lender. Next is, like I mentioned earlier, international bridging loans. These are asset-backed lending, 1 to 2 years. And the markets that we're heavily active are US, Singapore, Australia, UK, and less so Canada and Hong Kong. And listen, and that's enough about what we do. All of you came here to listen to Dubai and why it's exciting and why you should be an investor, and also how you can get a mortgage through us. So without further ado, Karim, hand it over to you.
Thanks, Donald. Okay, so before we get
And
into
let me
all,
know, and let me know when you need me to press the next slide.
absolutely. Before we get into the nitty-gritties, let's address the major question, the big one. Why Dubai? That's what everybody's asking around the globe today. Why aren't people going to other major cities? Why are they all coming to Dubai? Why are they buying in Dubai? I can tell you reasons, I can go on and on, but let's look at the 5 major reasons why somebody living in other parts of the world today is moving all their money and investing in Dubai, taking mortgage facilities, buying properties, relocating with their family. The first and most important to everyone, the reason is we are a completely zero tax zone. We have absolutely no taxes in Dubai. There's no income tax, there's no property tax whatsoever. If you buy a property and you rent it out as an investor, there's no tax on the rental income. To the extent that if you buy a property, let's say for $1 million, and you decide to sell it on a premium, let's say 1.5 million, you don't pay a penny of tax, even on the 500,000 that you make. This is not available in any other major city around the world, any other new world city, which is as digital and new age like Dubai. You will not find zero taxes. So this is the first and foremost reason that's attracting everyone to come here. Number 2, although this reason also should have been number 1, but it's number 2 on the list because there has to be a number 1. So we are a completely 100% crime-free city, a crime-free country for that matter. The United Arab Emirates is completely crime-free. We do not have any sort of crimes over here. It's one of the safest places to be on the planet. We've been voted the safest place for women, consequently, for the last 10 years. And it's not just Dubai as a whole, but it's the entire country. Whether it's any sort of petty thefts, pickpocketing, or major things like DUIs or drugs, those things do not exist in Dubai. It is a very, very family-oriented outback here, completely controlled by the laws, the legislations, zero crimes, complete tolerance, coexistence. I mean, as we speak today, we're speaking about 150 plus nationalities that live together in harmony in Dubai. And we don't see any crime here. I can tell you with so much contention because I was born in Dubai. I've been there my whole life, and I'm going to be 49 next month. And in 49 years, I haven't come across even 4 such instances of anyone facing any sort of issues here. So this is the second and most important thing, because if you're sitting in any part of the world and you're thinking about investing, or you're thinking about moving with your family to another country, relocating, migrating, yes, the zero tax part, yes, that's there. But what's the most important thing you think about? Safety of your family, safety of your loved ones, your wife, your kids, your parents, whoever's moving with you. That's the most important thing. At the end of the day, when you come home, that's what you look for, safety. And Dubai offers that to everybody. Moving on, the next thing that we have, which attracts everybody, especially people from the western part of the world, is our weather. We have absolutely amazing weather in Dubai. For the most of the year, 6 to 7 months, it's sunny, it's warm, and starting from October all the way to February, March now, we have pleasant, amazingly pleasant weather, outdoor weather, barbecues, cookouts, 15 to 20 degrees during the day, going as low as 4 degrees at night. This weather is something that attracts everybody from all over the world to come over here because there's a lot to do. Dubai always keeps coming up with things for people to do. You'll never be bored here. There's always some activities. There's a shopping festival going on. We have a global village where more than 90 countries come together to display their things that they can offer, services, goods, things like that. There's something or the other always going on in Dubai. And because of this vision that the rulers follow, because of the way the city has been molded like this, Dubai is a city of opportunities. It's full of opportunities for entrepreneurs, for new people, startups, for people who want to start their life, for people who want to restart their life, who want to come to Dubai. There's ample opportunity for everyone. I mean, let's focus for a moment on our little sector, that's real estate. This is our number 1 sector in Dubai, other than tourism. Dubai has 2 major things to offer: tourism, completely safe and enjoyable tourism, and real estate, sustainable, consistently growing up real estate. If an investor has to buy a property here today and continue staying in their own country, this property can be rented out by one of our leasing agents. The rental income today is starting from 7% all the way to 15% for short terms. You don't find this in any major city tax-free. You may find the same rent, but it's not going to be tax-free. But here it is. So in a way, Dubai has something for everyone, whether you want to come and start your investments here in properties, whether you want to take up employment here and buy two properties. Because why I'm saying two properties is because this is the trend in Dubai. Most people come and buy two properties, one which they're living in and the other one which they rent out. So they enjoy rental income. At the same time, they also live in their own home rather than renting. I could go on and on about this, Donald, but this webinar may not be enough to cover everything. I mean, there's a lot more I can tell you about Dubai. Like I said, 49 years has a lot of things to write home about. But
just looking at the beautiful pictures, and they look amazing. Perfect blue skies, beautiful buildings.
absolutely, Dubai is a place, is a scenic place. Dubai is, as they put it nowadays, Instagrammable place. It's one of the most Instagrammable places on the planet. Everything is super clean. Like Dubai is one of the cleanest cities also. If I didn't mention that, we rank in the top 5 clean cities of the world. It's scenic, Instagrammable, it's safe, it's amazing, it's great. And we have so many wonderful things. We have, I mean, everybody knows about the Burj Khalifa. That's nothing new that I'm going to talk about. The tallest tower. We have man-made islands like the Palm Jumeirah. We have museums of the future. We have the world's deepest swimming pools. I mean, the list goes on and on. We're a city of world records. We always try to achieve world records with everything new that we do. This keeps the wheels turning, keeps the tourism coming in, and also keeps the residents busy always with something new to do.
All right.
We could also discuss a bit about the mortgage aspect of Dubai. Obviously, you're the expert with the mortgage side, but I could tell you that currently, and this has happened just this month, currently Dubai is offering up to 65% financing for non-residents. It used to be 60, but now it's 65. So if you live in another country, let's say Donald yourself, if you're living in Singapore or any other country, and you decide to buy a property via a mortgage, today you can get 65% financing from one of the local banks. You only put down 35% down payment. We do not need to look at your credit reports in whichever country you're residing and earning in. We do not get involved in your tax reports or your tax returns. Again, for the similar reason that we have no taxations here. So the banking products are designed in such a way that they would lend you mainly based on your income and on the income that your property or the collateral will bring in. So we don't get involved in credit ratings. We don't look at tax returns. It's one of the most simplest products that you'll find in all the major cities that GMG works in. And
Amazing.
The recent thing where banks have now moved from 60 to 65%, this, in my opinion, this is something I tell everybody in my webinars or even in meetings, is if you want to look at the property market in any city, if you want to get a feeler of it, check how much the banks are willing to lend on it. Because if the banks are here are willing to lend 65% finance to people who don't even live in this country, who don't even earn here. So imagine what level of confidence the government has in the property economy. This is something to think about. Quickly take you through the process for a mortgage before I get into some of the property discussions. Again, our process is very, very straightforward. 3 stages like any mortgages in any major cities: client pre-approval, property inspection by the bank surveyor, and a final offer on the mortgage. Documentation also is extremely simple. KYC documents, which would be your passport and national IDs, income bank statements, and source of income. If it's a job, then a letter of employment or a business license if you're an entrepreneur. That's just about the standard documents.
And Khurram, if somebody's, say, living in Singapore or Hong Kong or outside of Dubai, where are they signing the closing docs? Is that the embassy or at a law firm?
So that's another great aspect about Dubai. We do not need you to sign the documents in an embassy in your country or even get them in a law firm. Majority of buyers in Dubai, investors, mortgage buyers, they are not required to use a law firm unless they choose to. So there are two options. The three stages I mentioned: pre-approval, property inspection, and mortgage contract signing. Given the circumstances on case-to-case basis, all three can be remotely done. We don't even need the
No.
buyers to come down to Dubai. I mean, you'd be shocked if I showed you some of my clients who have purchased properties without even coming to Dubai to look at the property. They've watched videos of it, they've done their research, they've taken their second, third opinions, and they've gone ahead and purchased the properties. And we've done mortgages for them. Maybe situations which didn't allow them to come to Dubai, they've done everything remotely. And this is also without interference from any embassy or any lawyer.
Amazing.
It's super simple. Right, going on. The eligibility criteria. Again, a question that arises in most clients who live outside Dubai, non-residents. They feel, will I be eligible for a mortgage? Will I be eligible to buy a property in Dubai? So firstly, let me clarify that when it comes to property purchasing or mortgage facilities, we do not have any sanctions on any countries whatsoever. No matter what's happening around the globe, for good or bad, whatever reason, we have no sanctioned countries when it comes to mortgages. We extend mortgage facilities and the chance to purchase a property to everyone from every country on the earth. It's just a matter of eligibility. And for that also, again, it's so much simpler for non-residents. If you're a resident with income in Dubai, the bank is interested in your monthly salary, how much income you make, what are your expenses here. They even look at your credit report. But when it comes to a non-resident, they don't even bother so much about your monthly salary. It's more about the average balance that you've been maintaining in the last 6 months in your personal bank statements. So it just makes life simple. I mean, you could have a person with a salary of $5,000 who could be eligible for a mortgage because his average balance is healthy, and someone with $15,000 sometimes may not be eligible because he's not maintaining any balance in his account. So this is a very unique thing that applies only to non-resident mortgages. Again, in a bid from the banks to encourage more investment, to encourage other people from outside Dubai to come here, move here, buy properties, things like that. I'm sure you've also heard about, I'm moving now on to a bit about the properties and the areas actually, which are of interest. Again, there's so many areas that I could talk about, but this would go on forever then. But the major hot areas, always like any major city, one is our downtown, where we've got the tallest tower, the Burj Khalifa. This area is always on fire. Short-term rentals are great. Even long-term rentals are doing good there. A lot of end users live there. Moving ahead, we've got the marina. We've got the Palm Jumeirah, which is one of the world's wonders, man-made island completely, ultra luxury properties.
And Khurram, just sorry to interrupt, just
Sure.
for people in the audience that are not familiar with the local currency, what would something like this cost in, say, US dollars? So what would be, say, Palm Jumeirah, independent signature villas, 50 million,
Sure.
you know,
In dollars, 50 million dirhams is the start. So we've got the Palm Jumeirah, the man-made island. We've got these amazingly spectacular luxury signature villas. They start from 50 million dirhams, which is roughly translated to about $15 million,
okay.
US dollars. Yeah. This is just the start. It goes all the way up to even $100 million. We've got properties even worth that much on the Palm, which are in transaction all the time. These are obviously the ultra high-end luxury properties. Then we've got the mid-range also. The thing is, after the COVID incident that happened throughout the world, one thing that emerged in Dubai was the awareness of moving into individual townhouses and villas. So a lot of people, a lot of clients, a lot of friends, myself included, we all sold our apartments where we were living, or even if they were renting, and people started purchasing townhouses and villas. Obviously, a more privacy, more control on environment, cleanliness, things like that, more security if required. As a result of this, the townhouse and villa market shot up in 2022 in Dubai, and we had more and more developers announcing more projects. And despite that, today we are majorly undersupplied. If you want to get online and look for a townhouse or a villa to move into, good luck with finding that. You'll get a mortgage approval first. The property search will take you a little longer because everybody's moving here and everyone's trying to buy those. And obviously, all of them don't start from 50 million. If you come to the other side of the palm, which is a large area called Dubai land, where we have more than 10,000 villas and townhouses, out of which 8,000 are already ready, livable, rented out. Prices there start from as low as $1 million. So you could get a townhouse there for $1 million. And again, it could go up all the way to 30, $35 million over there. What's also very interesting. Yeah.
No, sorry. So what if I didn't mean to? I'm sure you're gonna talk about this. So if somebody would say $500,000, so let's say 1 million US, and they wanted just to have some money in the game, where would you be recommending your clients? Say somebody from Singapore or Hong Kong that says, "Hey, this is exciting. I like what Khurram is saying. I want some action." Where are you telling your clients to? Would it be maybe a new development, or maybe an existing development?
So both options are available and both options are beneficial. I could take the client to a new development, which is off plan, where he may not need to put down the entire $1 million in one shot. Obviously, off plan properties, under construction properties, they follow the milestones, construction milestones and payment plans. And during construction, once you've paid 30 or 40%, most developers give you an option to sell the property at a premium if you choose to. Or you could continue in the program, wait for handover, and then get a mortgage on the final payment. Because the moment the property is ready for handover, banks are ready to give you a mortgage on the final component that you have to pay. So you could wait for handover, get a mortgage, and then get an agent to lease out the property. And in 99% cases, the rental income pays for the monthly mortgages. So in effect, if I had a client from Singapore, like you said, who gets 65% finance on handover, and he's only paid 35% from his pocket, that's just about the only money he's going to pay. Because once it's rented out, the rental income keeps paying the mortgage back. So you're sitting in Singapore and you become a landlord of a great property in an amazing place like Dubai by just putting down 35%. This would be the off-plan properties. Or then again, there would be people who want something today, now. They want to buy something ready because they want instant income. Obviously, the same policy applies. I would guide them towards downtown, Dubai downtown, the Burj Khalifa area. We've also got something called Business Bay, which is wall to wall with downtown, another great community, which is about 20 to 30% lower price than downtown. I would recommend them to buy something there because they instantly rent out. The tenants over there don't stop coming. So you'll hardly find a day in the year when your property is not rented. You could go short term or long term.
And what's your view? I mean, I think everybody has seen anybody that follows the global real estate news is quite excited about the Wynn development. Coming from Hong Kong, I was in Hong Kong when they built the Wynn in Macau, and obviously I've been to the Wynn in Las Vegas. I mean, everything they do is just like the most premium. No detail is left. There's nothing that's not perfect. So you've got a really good operator. But what's the feeling and excitement for people who live in Dubai with regards to Casino Island and also the investment opportunities?
Right. So yes, that's the term everybody uses here, Casino Island. It's actually the actual name of the island, the actual place it is in is Al Marjan Island, but everyone has baptized it to Casino Island because the fact of the matter is everyone's been waiting for a casino to open in Dubai or close to Dubai. This was the only thing missing. And this specific resort, the Wynn Resort that's coming up in Marjan Island, this is exactly 45 minutes drive from downtown Dubai. But it's another state, a neighboring state. It's about 45 minutes drive, a straight highway, easy to get in. And these are natural islands. These are not man-made islands like the Palm Jumeirah. These are natural islands, an array of more than 10 islands that are around the Wynn Casino. The main one, obviously, is Al Marjan Island, where the resort's coming up. It's already 30% completed. And then we've got all these surrounding natural islands where major developers, international developers, local developers have purchased plots and they're making apartments, townhouses, luxury penthouses. This project or this community is on fire as we speak. Everybody wants to own something near the Wind Casino because everyone knows that if you own a short-term property near a casino, whether it's Vegas or Macau, you're never having an empty day. You're never having a red day. And the trade gurus who are behind the brainchild of this casino and the island and everything around it are forecasting a minimum of 15% ROI once the casino is ready. The resort is ready in 2027. So once the resort's handed over, and obviously the neighboring buildings also. This is an unheard of ROI. Yeah.
All right. So I think we're kind of coming towards the end of the presentation. That was really exciting. Great pictures, great synopsis. You kind of want to jump right into some of the Q&A. I think we're going to have a lot of questions.
Sure.
But I would not, I'd like to kind of highlight that we have a referral agreement. Anyone that has clients or friends that want to get a mortgage in Dubai or other countries or looking to invest in Dubai, please reach out. I'll leave that here, and then here you can download the QR code to contact us. Looks as though this address is not correct, but so we have an Asia head office and a US head office and a lot of satellite offices around the world. But if you want to contact us, there is the QR code. But in the meantime, let's jump right into some of the Q&A. And also, I'd like to say, in the webinar chat is our email address if you want to contact us directly. If you don't know where the webinar chat is, it's somewhere on your screen. And I will jump right into the Q&A.
Sure.
So I have to stop the share screen now. Okay, there we go. Q&A.
Nice.
All right. Oh, wow. Awesome. Okay. Can GMG assist with refinancing existing properties in Dubai?
Yes, I'll take this one. Yes, we can.
Of course.
Yes, we can. If it's 100% paid, a cash property, we can help you refinance it. Anything between 50 to 60% finance on today's evaluated value of the property. And these funds can be used either to purchase a new property in Dubai, or it can be cash in hand, depending on the client and property profile.
All right, we have another one. You mentioned there are no taxes, and to my understanding, there is VAT when you buy. Is that correct, or what is the amount?
Yes, we have a 5% VAT that was introduced 5 years ago in Dubai. And this is the only tax we have, 5% VAT. Obviously, it doesn't apply to your salary, your income, your rental income, or to your property sale price. But yes, there is a 5% VAT on consumable goods. Yes.
Okay. It looks like this Mr. JH, which I'm going to give you your initial, has a few questions. Can you also highlight the fees and any costs involved when buying and selling?
If you're talking about buying and selling a property, let's talk about buying quickly. Obviously, there are two fees that apply to any property purchase around the world. One is the realtor's fee, and one is the government office's title registration fee. The realtor's fee typically in Dubai is 2% of the property price, minimum 2%. It can go up depending on the kind of property or the community you want to buy in. And the Dubai Land Department's title registration fee is 4% of the purchase price. That's a fixed fee, 4% of the purchase price. This is when you want to buy a property. Obviously, when you want to sell it, there's not much you have to pay. It's just the new buyer who pays all these things I just mentioned.
Amazing. Okay. How does it work if you buy an off-plan property? Say you buy now and pay 50% of the purchase price before the building completes. On completion, how easy is it to get a mortgage for the 50% balance?
It's super easy to get a mortgage on completion of the property. What we recommend is that at least 60 days before your estimated completion to get in touch with us. so we can do our due diligence on your profile, your income, calculation, eligibility, and things like that. And we can keep our arsenal ready. So once the handover is announced, we connect to the developer and we take over the final payment.
Here's a good question. Does GMG or your team, Khurram, assist with the property management in Dubai?
Right. We have sister concerned companies. We have affiliate partners who manage properties for us. There's 3 of the top partners in Dubai. We can connect you to one of them if you desire for someone to manage your property. And when I say manage, we don't just mean renting it out. We mean maintenance, short term, cleanliness, everything, A to Z.
And what is the average cost of a property manager in Dubai?
Property management costs in Dubai start again from minimum 2% of the yearly rental that you're going to earn on that. It can go away all the way up to 5%. Depends on whether it's
cheap.
Whether it's a normal property or a luxury property, things like that.
All right, next question. How does the mortgage approval process differ for a non-resident compared to residents in Dubai?
Okay. The answer to this is that the non-resident's mortgage is actually much simpler and easier. Because if you're a resident, your income's in Dubai, you have a credit report, credit rating, things like that. Banks get into all those things. Like I mentioned a while ago, for a non-resident, we just want to look at your income that you generate in whichever country you live in, the source of your income, whether it's a job or your business, a copy of your passport and your national ID to make sure compliance is fine. And that's about it. It's really simple. I'm more happy dealing with non-residents than resident cases.
Next question. Is it easy to sell the property in the future if I'm getting a premium on my original price?
Absolutely. Everyone is doing that, or at least the majority of people who bought properties 3 years ago, all are selling today. It is super easy. Having a mortgage on the property or not does not have any impact on your sale. Everything is very straightforward and black and white in Dubai. And like I mentioned before, whatever premium you make, all goes to your bank account. No taxes on that.
Here's actually a question from just personal question. So say you have a property, give it to one of your sister companies to rent, to manage the property. And what happens if the tenant stops paying rent? Like what are the landlord laws there in Dubai?
Okay. So yeah, that's a good question, especially since we're thinking about investors who are going to buy properties and rent them out. Landlord laws, or rather rental committee laws in Dubai, are extremely strict and waterproof. They're extremely strict, airtight, watertight, whatever the term is. If you miss your rental for more than 3 months, it's case to case again. It depends on what sort of relationship you have with your landlord. Maybe he decides to give you some time. Maybe he gives you an ultimatum, or maybe he just files a report with the rental committee saying that it's been more than 3 months, your checks have bounced, and you're not paying the rent. In this instance, the rental committee reaches out to the tenant. They send him an official notice that a complaint has been filed by the landlord, and they call both landlord and tenant to a sort of a tribunal at the committee office to understand what the problem is. At any given point, all the major controls or buttons of this transaction stay in the landlord's hands. What I mean by that is, if the tenant and landlord come to me at the tribunal, we ask the tenant, what's the issue? Why are you not paying? He might give us XYZ reason, but we always look at the landlord and ask him, so do you want to give him more time, or do you want him to vacate? If a landlord wants him to vacate, the tribunal gives the tenant 1 month to vacate and take all his belongings out. And then the landlord has to file a separate claim for the rent on pro rata that was due during this time. For the most of it, we don't see many cases like this because the rental laws are very strict here.
Okay. Another question. So are there rent controls? I mean, I think I know the answer given how capitalistic Dubai is, but I'm going to ask that question anyway. Like, say, if I'm a landlord and I'm renting it out to somebody, and it's $10,000 a month, and and the market's gone up. I mean, can I raise the rent after the lease term, 2-3 years, whatever it is in Dubai, and I say it's 20,000 rent?
Sure.
Is there anything stopping a landlord from doing this?
Okay, so there are rules in place to stop unfair practices, which means that you can raise the rent in 2 years. After 2 years have passed with the tenant, provided you give him notice about this at least 6 months prior to the expiry of the lease. And at any given time, you can raise 5% in 2 years. Yes, there might be instances where people are doing it in the following year, where people are trying more than 5%. Again, it's a case-to-case thing. It depends on the situation. Maybe the tenant agrees because of XYZ reasons in his life, or maybe the tenant files a complaint with the rental dispute, saying that, I'm not supposed to pay such a high rent. This is my second year. I didn't get ample notice. In which case, again, it's ruled in favor of the tenant. So there are proper laws set out.
So basically, during the 2-year lease term, I mean, generally you shouldn't be raising it anyway, to be honest with you, but say 2-year lease term that's agreed upon. When the lease ends, then it goes into the hands of the landlord, saying, okay, 2 years has gone by, you've been a good tenant, but I'm going to raise your rent. And at that stage, the landlord can...
No, the landlord has to, if he has such an idea in his mind, he has to inform the tenant 6 months prior to the 2 years and lease ending.
Okay.
So in 18 months, he should send a notice to the tenant saying, hi, Donald, in 6 months' time, if you intend to renew, I'm raising the rent by 5%. Or if you don't, let me know that you'll vacate. So I find another tenant.
Okay, got it.
Gives both parties ample time to work out.
Okay, got it. In a mortgage in Dubai, what is the prepayment penalty?
It's extremely low. So there was a time when it used to be 3% of the outstanding amount, which was very high. But about 5 years ago, the central bank here put down a blanket law that whenever you're exiting a mortgage, whether you use it for 1 year or 20 years, the only thing you will pay is a fixed fee of 10,000 dirhams, which is approximately $2,700 US dollars.
Okay.
Fixed fee.
And so let me ask you, so I'm just trying to think. I'm putting I'm putting myself in the shoes of our audience. Sure. If property prices are going up, as we all know, that's why we're all on this call to listen to you. Sure. Property prices are going up, and interest rates, at least in the Western hemisphere, seem to be going down. Who knows? It's up in the air. And I guess that should impact, Dubai interest rates, I guess, a little bit. So if prices are going up, rates are going down, I could buy a home with you, get a mortgage, and then in 1-2 years, the price has gone up 50%, right? I can pay the 3,000 US dollar penalty and pull out cash from the increased equity.
Absolutely.
And buy more property.
You're absolutely right. And that's exactly what people are doing. Everything you said is absolutely correct, except for the fact that you don't need to wait 2 years for it to increase 50%. Nowadays, Dubai, in 1 year's time, we see more than 50% premium. So people walk into the bank, pay back the principal outstanding, whatever principal loan is, no interest. They pay 10,000 dirhams. That's it. Take their premium. They buy a bigger property or 2 properties.
Interesting. Okay. Fantastic. All right, let's get back to the audience's question. Yeah. Okay, we have this one. Yeah. Okay, are interest-only mortgage products available in Dubai?
So there's only one bank in Dubai, which is an investment bank who offers an interest-only product. We used to have many banks doing that. It was completely stopped. But 3 months ago, there is one investment bank here, which is part of a local business body. They have started interest-only loans. Obviously, because it's interest-only, their rates are a little higher than retail banks or conventional banks. But they give you the option to just pay interest for 12 months. After 12 months, they ask you, do you want to do another revolving 12 months, or do you want to pay back the entire principal? It's a good product, and we have a lot of clients taking it, despite the rate.
Amazing. Okay. How long does it take for a loan to be processed in Dubai?
So I would say realistically nowadays, considering the amount of applications, and we only have about 14 banks here doing mortgages, I would say 4 to 6 weeks is A to Z, if everything goes fine. 4 to 6 weeks means starting from the documents when I get them to when you get the keys to your property. 4 to 6 weeks, yeah.
They're super fast. In terms of, in Dubai, when as a property investor, you allocate a certain amount of money every year for maintenance. What is that amount as a property investor, more or less?
Right. So maintenance, there's two ways to do this. If you bought a brand new property, obviously it comes with that 1 year or 2 year maintenance blanket from the developer. If you bought something that's more than 1 or 2 years old, then there are a lot of private maintenance companies that you can hire. You can do a contract with them starting from as low as $2,000 US dollars. And if it's an apartment or maybe a small townhouse, and they would look after all your maintenance. And obviously, this can go up to even $10,000 depending on how big your property is. So but that option is available to anyone. There's no restriction. You can hire any maintenance company to take care of your property.
Amazing. Okay. Well, listen, we're kind of coming to the end of the questions. And for those of you in the audience, please ask the questions if you have them. I think we've answered most of these on here already.
Sure. I've already got 2 messages also from someone in the audience.
Nice. Yeah. Great. I like it.
My phone blinking.
Amazing. One of them might be me. Might be your client soon.
Then that's 3. Then that's 3 messages.
Okay. Well, listen. Listen, Khurram, I think this is sort of coming to the end of the webinar. I really appreciate your time. I know you're super busy. And it sounds like there's a lot of, Christmas activities happening in the background. And which is a good thing, we all have to celebrate the amazing year that we all have. And I think next year is going to be even better for you. But
it's not just Christmas, but the noise or the celebration you hear also is, Donald, because we close 1 billion in mortgage sales, which is why there's a lot of noise in the office. So it's a lot of things. It's Christmas. It's a lot of money that's coming in. It's a lot of commissions, and it's a lot of homeowners. It's a lot of things. Yeah.
Well, listen, this is Dubai, right? This is, people associate Dubai with making money, beautiful apartments, amazing lifestyle, and I think it's put itself on the map for kind of where the wealthy and well-traveled like to be.
Absolutely.
So everybody in the audience, please reach out to Khurram directly or myself. If you have anything related to Dubai, please ask. It's a hot market, if not the hottest market in the world, which looks like there's no signs of slowing down. So thank you for your time. Thank you, everybody in the audience, for the time. Happy holidays to everybody. Enjoy this amazing year that we've had, and let's hope for an equally robust and opportunistic year next year.
Absolutely. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Donald, and good luck.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.